If you suddenly change your training volume in particular, or you're really changing the type of surface you're running on, those things can create some real significant consequences. So stress fractures are really an overuse injury now involving the bone. And the bone, once it accumulates a certain amount of stress, has a hard time healing itself in some cases. Essentially what happens is as your muscles fatigue and they can't absorb the force that they need to during running, that stress gets transmitted to your bone. And bone is made of protein to some extent, but also a lot of calcium, which is hard. And so once it starts to break, if it keeps on getting stressed in the wrong way, it has a very hard time healing itself. There's often focal tenderness, sharp pain that's often much more focal than I mentioned in the shin at least. Having swelling is common. And then some of the things you can do are things like what's called a hop test, so you can kind of hop up and down on that one leg, and typically that won't be painful. But if you're getting that sharp typical pain when you're hitting the ground, that's not a good sign. There's been studies that look at, like when you're under tremendous psychological stress, it changes cortisol levels and your ability to heal and all this kind of stuff. But more so, it's important for you to just keep in mind that you need to maintain adequate nutrition, make sure that you're getting a good amount of protein and just overall calories to allow your body to heal itself. Key with this is making sure that if you do start to feel anything that sounds like this, you really need to stop your training and not joke around with it, because it can progress and cause major problems.
If you do have a stress fracture and you're in that case where walking isn't painful and the only thing that you have trouble with is running, we can get you in an AlterG and take up to 70% of your body weight off so that you can still run and train as your tissues heal and in a pain-free fashion, so you don't have to take time off from this.